This is the ANCEL spark plug tester. Let's take it out of the box. In the box you get the AC adapter, here is the instruction booklet, and here is the tester itself. Let me tell you a little bit about it, and then of course we'll go ahead and try it out. This can test 2 spark plugs at a time. You can see there are 2 holes there for you to insert spark plugs. It takes anything from a typical car or truck engine, anything like that. It's not meant for lawnmower plugs or real short ones or anything like that, but your typical plugs out of any kind of car engine, it can test for you like that. It has an adjustable RPM, okay? It's emulating what would happen in a car, obviously, because okay, so you have a control like that that goes from 0 to 6,000 RPM. Obviously, the more you crank it, the more spark you're going to get, or the faster the pulses are going to be. It has a protective cover that you should always put down, because if you touch that while it's on, the spark is going to go through you, and not a good thing. And this also has indicators. You can see in the middle, one for power, and the ones on the outside are quote-unquote fire indicators, so to speak, that'll show when it's actually firing them. It fires them very, very rapidly, just like would be happening in a car. All right, so let's get everything set up. I'll plug it in and test it out. What I can do is put these plugs in. These have been around, so we'll see how well they do. So just open the lid and take your spark plug to be tested and just sort of mush it down in there and it'll go. You may not get your plug to fire. That could be because the plug is fouled, if the engine is burning a lot of oil, or if it's wet with too much fuel, or if the engine were flooded, or anything of that nature. So it's really meant to test let me wake up on a Saturday afternoon and pull the spark plug number 3 out and test that kind of idea, you know, kind of 3. I don't know where that came from. But that pretty much is it. At this point, you would close the cover and turn the knob. But that doesn't show you much. So we're going to keep the cover open. Don't try this at home. So I just want to show you here. There's your power light. And now you can see these lights blinking. Hopefully you can see that good. And you notice how they're flashing like that. Generally, the more on these lights are, means a complete spark. We are certainly sparking there, but I need to reposition the camera and zoom in on that. And like I said, we're also going to open the cover. You can hear it a lot more this way as well. So you can see that blue dot there. I hope this doesn't lose focus in the middle, but there should be one to the right of it, and you'll notice there is not. And that's because that plug is not firing. Speed it up, and you can see how the spark gets brighter. Let me see if I put this light back on. So the plug on the right has started firing now, but I have this cranked way up, and you can see that spark is not jumping where it's supposed to. It's actually not jumping to the electrode. It's jumping from the center point out to the shell. So this could be a great diagnostic tool. There's it cranked all the way up. It looks like it might fire here and there, but it certainly is not right. Let me see if I get a better shot of that for you. Again, don't try this at home. Always have that cover closed. But you can see the sparks right there, and that one on the right is certainly not jumping properly. So that plug most certainly is no good. Very, very, very wrong on that right side plug. Definitely not good at all right there. So that plug is not going to do a good thing. At a lower RPM, it's still trying to do, but it probably is not going to ignite the fuel in that cylinder too well, especially with whatever that discoloration in the spark is. That can't be good. And then that's just barely running right there. Just barely going. And they are still just barely sparking. Now, like I said, you want to have the cover closed, but you can't really see it too well in the light. And you also can't hear it anywhere near as much. The one on the right, you can actually tell even with the light in the room. But other than that, it's pretty well screwed, that one. So certainly a very, very neat tool, and I think that clearly shows there is definitely something wrong with that plug on the right, and would indicate to you, of course, that that plug is no good and needs to be replaced. This is not a perfect test because there is nothing like running it in the actual engine that it's supposed to be run in. The dynamics of everything are a lot different. The engine may give a weaker spark if the ignition system is maybe on the fritz, or maybe giving a stronger spark than this, so things may change. So it doesn't guarantee it's going to run or not run in the engine, but it certainly can give you a very good visual representation of what the spark might look like should it be in that engine. Once again, this was the ANCEL spark plug tester. If you'd like to purchase this item, I'll leave a link in the video description where you can find the item available for sale on Amazon. Thanks for watching. Make sure you click like, make sure you click subscribe, and take care. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.